If you're someone who's interested in PC gaming or even just gaming in general, you've probably seen or heard of virtual reality. It's every gamer's dream. It allows you to be inside the game and interact with it in a realistic way. And the technology is here. The Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, and PlayStation VR are all available for consumers today. And while VR has quality games along with educational and social applications, it's currently facing barriers that will test whether or not it'll truly become the next step for gaming. The current VR trend started with the incredibly successful Kickstarter of the Oculus Rift back in 2012, which raised over $2 million and brought VR into the spotlight. A few years later, Oculus was bought by Facebook, a company with a desire to use the Oculus Rift for social experiences. In March of 2015, HTC and Valve announced their competitor, the Vive, which offers room scale tracking and a large lineup of games through Steam. I've tried the Vive and recently ordered one for myself, and I can personally say that it's an amazing technology, and I'm excited to see where it goes. It's got interesting creative outlets like Tilt Brush and immersive and entertaining games like Budget Cuts and Job Simulator.
Biff this one. Don't do it from so high up.
Time.
Ah, dude, you just smacked me.
You made me biff it.
No.
One more shot, man. Get one more shot, Nico.
Go. You can turn up.
Oh,
motherfucker.
Oh,
Shit.
yeah!
Punch him.
Dodge it. Get a knife. Kill him. Oh.
However, VR's current problem is a catch-22 between developers and consumers. A common standpoint you might hear from consumers is that VR is too expensive, which is true in comparison to most consoles. A Vive, along with a computer that can handle VR, will run you around $1,400. Since the price point is so high, consumers want to wait until either the system gets cheaper or better AAA games are released. However, if people don't buy VR because they're waiting for that perfect moment, developers won't want to make games for that system. If there's not enough demand compared to the millions of people who already own consoles, companies won't have a desire to make games for VR. With the recent release of PlayStation VR, virtual reality is being brought into the mainstream for the first time. It's being advertised and given away with promotions and even showing up in articles and on the news. PSVR is going to play an important role in getting people interested in VR, and I hope it does well to show potential buyers that VR is more than just a gimmick. Overall, while there is a large price point, complicated setup, and lack of big title games, VR is still in its infancy, and it's come a long way in just a few years. With all the stories and videos of how powerful VR is from a social, educational, and creative standpoint, I think it's safe to say that VR might be able to survive and establish itself as the next step in gaming and technology. Plus, you can watch anime cat girls dance.
This is the future of gaming. Yes.